Hi, I'm Mark Anthony Tierno, author of Maldene. Today I'm doing a video of an article I wrote a little while ago, and I'm going to be referencing that a lot because, frankly, I'm a whole lot better at writing than I am at speaking, so please allow me my cheat sheet. The question is, what makes Maldene different? And the other reason for the cheat sheet is that this is a very hard question for me to answer. The reason being, there is no single one thing that makes it different. There's no single what's is like, this is the book that does that sort of thing. It's a revolution in fantasy. It's a complete world. I'm talking, you could slap this thing onto a world globe and the entire thing would be all the continents, the cultures, everything. And yet that's still only part of it. It's not even technically pure fantasy. Sure, it starts off as pure fantasy in the first book, but there's some other genres that sort of creep in there, and I won't say exactly what because you're supposed to find it out yourself, but it does start around Maldene 2, Mysteries of Old. So it's a world where you have magic and science intertwining to give its own unique flavor. So as you can see, I have a slight problem on describing what it is that makes it different. It's like asking what makes Earth different from Mars. You know, there's a long list of things. So let's do it by the numbers. Before I even began writing Maldene, I had the maps drawn. You know, the continents, everything. I didn't just draw a little area map. You know, I like being complete, so I did the whole globe. And then after that, I figured, well, what else is in the solar system? So I mapped out the planets and everything else. And being the little science geek that I am, I began mapping out weather patterns and languages. Yes, I have a language tree. And cultures. There are literally 100 different cultures in Maldene. And then there are specific places that stand out on their own. There's, for instance, the Sea of a Thousand Islands, which is, as you might guess, a really large ocean with a whole bunch of islands. That's, as a side note, yes, I got the name for that from the dressing. When I was a kid and heard Thousand Island dressing, I thought, where are these Thousand Islands? And so later on, when I'm doing up Maldene, I stuck in the Sea of a Thousand Islands. So you never know what's going to inspire what when it comes to a writer, or in my case, my freaky brain. There's also Tato No Show, another mystery. It's like the great red spot of Maldene. It's a giant whirlpool in the middle of the ocean, and it keeps spinning. No one knows why. And it's actually one of many plot complications. And that's the other layer too. Is that there are several things you'll see in the first book that on the surface of it look like just sprinkling of the alien vistas and everything I described so eloquently, and you think they're background, and yeah, helpful hint, most of them aren't. There's a surprising number of things that you'll see that you think is just something in the background that actually is something a whole lot more. Beyond that, again, I don't want to say too much. Or the other thing that may make it this world special is the hundreds of characters. Yes, I said hundreds of characters. According to my database, there's about 250 characters in the complete series. Why so many, you might ask? Well, there's several reasons, but not the least of which is it happens to be a 13-book series. And when I have a big war and everything, and it personalizes it more to have actual character points of view from different places and what's going on in the battle or whatever, and instead of some big overview, it brings it home to the reader a lot more. So it could be that. It could be the mysteries of the three moons. Maldene has three moons with a nice little oddity. No matter where in the world you are, what time of year, what time of day, you will always see one and only one of these moons. when one moon goes down, another one comes up. As to how natural or not that is, well, that's another mystery, and it would be telling. So you can see my problem. There are just so many different things, that makes Maldene what it is, because I wrote life. Maldene is a complete world, and with a complete range of life and everything that comes with it, and as such it brings its own complexities, even before I begin layering it on the plot. So there isn't any one thing that I can say when someone says what makes it special, which is a question you have to ask if you're going to market your book. So I got problems. Okay, maybe it's the plot. Yeah, the plot is epic, but other books' plots are epic. But then again, how many people do you know that had someone compare you to Homer, the Greek writer, not the Simpsons guy? But how many people do you know and ended up comparing you to Homer because they couldn't think of anyone else that wrote epic enough as a comparison? I've actually had a friend. He's read all 13 books about a dozen times each, and that's when he ended up saying it's comparing me to Homer, and I consider that a very big compliment. So it could be the plot that makes it different, and believe me, the plot goes all over the planet, all over other planets. It spans thousands of years. It spans different dimensions. It goes places no one else does. So it could be the plot that makes it different. But as you can see, I do have a slight problem. What makes it different? So far, the best line I've come up with is the one I use as my tagline, and that's a world beyond time and adventure beyond imagining, which actually came from my yoga teacher. She read the book, did a review, used that. I asked if I could borrow it. She said yes. It's a perfect tagline. Is there a better way of reflecting Maldene's difference from anything else? Well, if there is, please tell me, because I would love like a one-line summary. Maldene is different because, and maybe I ought to make that into a contest or something, saying who can think up the best one-liner describing what makes Maldene different. I'll leave that to you. You have to read the book first. But so far, the best one I have is my tagline, and that's a world beyond time, an adventure beyond imagining. So I hope that clears up, something that's about as clear as mud right now. But if you want to see it for yourself, go to the website. It's printed right there on the screen. Pardon the stuttering and the whatever. I am, by all accounts, a fantastic writer. I'm just a lousy public speaker. Anyhow, good reading.